Artificial intelligence dazzles us with its endless parade of wonders. We see chatbots penning essays in seconds, apps editing our photos with eerie precision, and deepfakes that can make any celebrity say or do anything. It feels like magic, the kind of future we were promised in science fiction, suddenly at our fingertips. But while we marvel at the surface, few pause to ask what lurks beneath. AI's story isn't just one of innovation and possibility. It's also a tale of hidden truths, strange side effects, and uncomfortable secrets that most people never hear about. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain. Let's start with the most fundamental question. Where does AI get its smarts? Every AI model, no matter how impressive, is only as good as the data it consumes. But this data doesn't materialize out of thin air. It's gathered from an astonishing array of sources, websites scraped from across the internet, entire libraries of copyrighted books, and perhaps most unsettling, the everyday digital footprints you and I leave behind. Our social media posts, blog entries, and even private messages can become fodder for training algorithms. And while some companies claim transparency, few reveal the full picture. Who decides what gets included or left out? What biases or blind spots are baked in from the start? When the recipe is secret, so is the flavor and the flaws. Behind the facade of autonomous AI lies another secret. It's profoundly human. The polished virtual assistants and recommendation engines owe their existence to a hidden army of workers scattered around the globe. These underpaid individuals label images, transcribe audio, filter toxic content, and painstakingly train systems to recognize meaning. Their work is often repetitive, emotionally draining, and poorly compensated. The glamorous AI front hides an invisible workforce toiling in the background. Automation, it turns out, isn't as automatic as we're led to believe. Even the smartest AI, with all its training, doesn't think like a person. Instead, it predicts. When you ask a question, it generates the most likely response based on patterns in its data. This predictive magic can produce impressively coherent answers, but also confident nonsense. Experts call these errors hallucinations. In harmless contexts, they're an annoyance. But in fields like medicine or law, a single hallucinated fact can be disastrous, carrying real-world consequences for trust, safety, even life and death. That brings us to the heart of the matter. Trust. Can you rely on what AI tells you? The answer is complicated. Trust isn't something you grant an algorithm by default. It must be earned. And that means constant fact-checking, external verification, and a healthy dose of skepticism. Blind faith in the outputs of a black box system is a recipe for trouble. As AI becomes more pervasive, the burden falls on all of us to question, confirm, and, when necessary, challenge the machine. Nowhere is this tension more palpable than in the world of work. From warehouses to corporate offices, AI is reshaping the workforce at a dizzying pace. Some jobs vanish, replaced by automation. Others are transformed beyond recognition. The real question isn't just what jobs AI will take, but who gets left behind. Those without access to new skills or retraining may find themselves shut out of tomorrow's economy. The benefits and costs of AI are not distributed equally, and the gap is only growing wider. Beyond the workplace, AI's power to manipulate reality has become a weapon in the information wars. Deepfakes, synthetic videos, and voices can mimic anyone with disturbing accuracy. They're entertaining at first, but their darker side is emerging. In politics, a single fake video can trigger chaos, sway elections, or ruin reputations. But there's an even scarier twist, the so-called liar's dividend. When fakes are everywhere, anyone can dismiss real evidence by simply claiming, "That's AI, not me." The line between truth and fiction blurs, and trust in institutions erodes. Personal privacy, once a bedrock value, is now on shaky ground. Your photos, writings, or even voice recordings may already be training an AI system somewhere, often without your explicit consent. Laws are struggling to catch up with technology's relentless advance. In the meantime, our most intimate data is up for grabs, and the right to control it is slipping through our fingers. The question is no longer whether privacy will be breached, but how often and how deeply. Beneath the technical jargon lies another subtler threat: prompt injection attacks. It sounds nerdy, but the danger is real. Attackers can embed secret instructions inside harmless-looking emails, images, or calendar invites. When these are processed by AI systems, they can trick the machine into leaking sensitive data or executing unintended actions. The more we rely on AI to automate tasks, the higher the stakes become, and the more creative bad actors get. AI's impact isn't just digital, it's deeply physical. Training a single large model can consume as much electricity as powering hundreds of homes for a year. Data centers, the beating heart of the AI revolution, gulp down vast amounts of water to keep their servers cool. The environmental footprint is enormous and mostly invisible to end users. As we build bigger and more powerful systems, the strain on our power grids grows, forcing utilities and governments to plan years ahead. The race for scale comes with real-world limits that can't be ignored. With so much at stake, it's no surprise that regulation has become a global battleground. The European Union has already passed the AI Act, setting guardrails for development and deployment. In the United States and elsewhere, similar debates rage on. Tech companies argue for freedom to innovate, while governments seek to avoid disaster. Users, ordinary people, are caught in the middle, often with little say in the outcome. The rules of the AI game are being written now, and their consequences will echo for decades. Transparency is another sore spot. Most commercial AI systems remain black boxes, their inner workings closely guarded as trade secrets. Researchers and activists push for openness, but companies resist, fearing competitors or lawsuits. The result? Society now runs on systems we can't fully audit, challenge, or even understand. When decisions that affect millions are made by inscrutable algorithms, accountability becomes impossible. There's a persistent myth that AI is neutral and objective, free from the prejudices that plague human judgment. But this simply isn't true. AI inherits the biases present in its training data, which in turn reflect society's historical inequities. Whether it's in hiring, policing, or lending, algorithms can reinforce discrimination, unless someone actively designs against it. Left unchecked, AI doesn't erase prejudice. It amplifies it at scale and with the appearance of neutrality. And then there's the cost of scale. Everyone wants bigger, smarter models, capable of more complex tasks, but the infrastructure demands are reaching a tipping point. Data centers strain local power grids, sometimes requiring utilities to upgrade systems years in advance. The energy, water, and hardware required for cutting-edge AI are staggering, and the environmental and economic costs are mounting. Growth, it turns out, isn't always sustainable. After all this, you might wonder, what's the real danger? Is it that AI will wake up, becoming sentient and turning against us? The truth is more mundane and more frightening. The greatest risk is not that AI becomes uncontrollable, but that humans misuse it. Cutting corners, chasing profits, ignoring safeguards, all in the name of speed or efficiency. The threat isn't artificial intelligence, it's artificial irresponsibility. Our choices, not the code, will determine what kind of future we inherit. If today's journey opened your eyes to the hidden truths of AI, imagine what else we'll uncover together. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and bring someone along who still thinks AI is just a cool toy. The truth is stranger and closer than you think.